When you don't give up, something remarkable begins to happen. Life tests everyone, and the path to your goals is rarely straight or easy. There are moments when progress seems invisible, when obstacles appear insurmountable, and when doubt creeps in like a shadow. Most people give up at the first sign of resistance, the first failure, or the first setback. But those who refuse to quit discover a truth that changes everything. Persistence transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The act of not giving up builds a momentum that can't be replicated by talent, luck, or shortcuts. Every small step, every extra effort, every moment you keep moving forward, even when it's uncomfortable, adds up to something bigger than you can see in the moment. When you continue despite challenges, you develop resilience. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is cultivated through repeated practice in the face of adversity. Each time you rise after a failure, you learn that you are stronger than you thought. Each time you persist through fear, you discover that courage is not a feeling, it is a decision. Each time you push past discomfort, you realize that growth only happens when you stretch beyond the familiar. Resilience compounds over time, turning struggles into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. It shapes your character in a way that no success without struggle ever could. Refusing to give up also deepens your self-belief. Every time you overcome a challenge, your confidence grows. You begin to trust yourself not because life becomes easier, but because you see yourself consistently choosing action over surrender. You realize that the obstacles you feared were never permanent barriers, they were tests of persistence. This trust in your own abilities allows you to face future challenges with a steadier mind and a stronger heart. It transforms fear into determination and doubt into focus, creating a foundation of inner strength that cannot be taken away by circumstances. When you don't give up, you also unlock opportunities that others miss. Life has a way of revealing doors only to those willing to keep knocking. Many people quit just before breakthroughs happen. They stop one step away from success, unaware that the moment of victory was just around the corner. Persistence puts you in a position to recognize and seize opportunities because it keeps you in the game. By staying the course, you become the person who is present when timing, luck, or circumstance finally aligns. Your refusal to quit turns possibility into reality. Not giving up also fosters mastery. Talent or skill alone is never enough to achieve greatness. Mastery comes from practice, repetition, and the willingness to continue when results are delayed. Every failure is a lesson, every setback a chance to refine your approach. By refusing to give up, you allow yourself the time and experience needed to become excellent at what you do. Each attempt, each revision, each effort contributes to expertise, and over time, the cumulative effect of persistence separates you from the majority who gave up too soon. Furthermore, persistence inspires those around you. When people witness your refusal to quit, it creates an energy that motivates others. Your commitment becomes a quiet statement that challenges can be overcome and that giving up is optional. Even if you never intend to inspire anyone, your determination radiates outward. Others learn from your example that failure is not final, that obstacles are part of growth, and that perseverance is a choice that can be made again and again. Ultimately, when you don't give up, you discover the full depth of your potential. You realize that your limits are not defined by the size of your obstacles, but by the limits you set on your willingness to persist. Life becomes less about avoiding difficulty and more about navigating it. Challenges no longer intimidate you because you've learned that every challenge has a solution, every setback a lesson, and every struggle a reward. By refusing to quit, you turn ordinary persistence into extraordinary transformation. You learn that success is not about speed or ease. It is about consistency, courage, and the relentless refusal to give up no matter how tough the journey becomes. Persistence builds resilience, because every time you face a setback and choose to continue, you are actively training your mind and spirit to endure difficulties without surrendering. Life inevitably presents obstacles, unexpected challenges, failures, and moments of doubt, and how you respond to them shapes your inner strength. When you persist, you are not just moving forward toward a goal, you are forging a deeper capacity to withstand adversity. Each setback becomes a lesson, a test, and a stepping stone rather than a roadblock, because persistence transforms difficulty into opportunity. It teaches you that endurance is not passive but active, and that true strength is revealed in the moments when giving up seems easier than pressing on. Every time you encounter resistance and refuse to quit, your confidence grows because you experience proof of your own capability. Facing challenges is often uncomfortable and even painful, but with persistence, you begin to see patterns in your ability to overcome them. You realize that the skills, mindset, and determination you thought you lacked are within you, waiting to be accessed. Setbacks, instead of discouraging you, become mirrors that reflect your untapped strength. The more you persist, the more evidence accumulates that you can handle difficulties, no matter how daunting they initially seem. That growing confidence then fuels further persistence, creating a positive cycle of resilience and self-belief. Resilience is not about avoiding pain or failure. It is about learning to navigate through them without losing momentum. Persistence allows you to develop emotional resilience, teaching you how to manage stress, disappointment, and fear. Every time you continue despite uncertainty, your mind adapts to adversity and becomes more capable of handling it in the future. You stop being controlled by setbacks because you have experienced that. Even in difficult moments, you can endure, recover, and move forward. This ability to recover quickly from difficulties becomes a defining trait, enabling you to face increasingly complex challenges without being overwhelmed. Physical, mental, and emotional strength are all strengthened through persistent effort. When you keep going despite exhaustion, failure, or opposition, you are essentially exercising your resilience muscle. Each challenge you endure adds layers of stamina, patience, and determination. Persistence teaches you to tolerate discomfort without panic, to maintain focus under pressure, and to act even when circumstances are not perfect. This repeated practice builds a sense of stability within you, a confidence that regardless of external chaos, you possess the internal resources to navigate your path. You develop a mindset that sees obstacles as temporary, manageable, and surmountable rather than permanent and insurmountable. Persistence also reshapes your perspective on failure. Without persistence, failure feels like the end of the road, proof that you are not capable or that the effort was meaningless. But when you continue despite failure, you begin to see it as part of a process, a necessary step in learning, growth, and eventual success. Each setback provides feedback, insight, and an opportunity to adjust your approach. Over time, you realize that resilience is less about avoiding failure and more about embracing it, learning from it, and using it as a springboard to greater effort. Persistence transforms mistakes and challenges into tools for growth rather than reasons for despair. Another critical aspect of persistence in building resilience is the development of mental fortitude. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks often arrive without warning. Those who persist learn to remain calm and focused in the face of uncertainty because they have repeatedly exercised patience and endurance. Persistence teaches you to tolerate discomfort, uncertainty, and delay, all of which are essential qualities for long-term resilience. You start to understand that challenges are temporary and that sustained effort, even in small increments, leads to progress. This mental fortitude enables you to approach obstacles with a solution-oriented mindset rather than being paralyzed by fear or frustration. Ultimately, persistence is the training ground for resilience because it continually challenges your limits, stretches your capacity, and forces you to adapt. Each time you push through a difficult situation, you are strengthening your ability to face future hardships with courage and confidence. The setbacks that once seemed unbearable become manageable, and the failures that once felt final become lessons that propel you forward. Over time, persistence transforms your identity. You are no longer someone who is easily discouraged, but someone who endures, adapts, and thrives under pressure. You cultivate an inner strength that is impervious to circumstance, and you discover that resilience is not a trait you were born with, but a skill you build one persistent step at a time. By committing to persistence, you invest in the most valuable resource you will ever possess, your own unwavering capacity to overcome. Refusing to quit deepens self-belief, because every time you confront challenges and choose to keep moving forward, you are giving yourself proof of your own strength and capacity. Life often presents situations that seem larger than we can handle, moments when doubts whisper that we are not enough, that the effort is pointless, or that the obstacles are insurmountable. It is in these moments, when giving up seems easier than pushing through, that self-belief is forged. Every choice to persist despite fear, uncertainty, or failure becomes evidence that you are capable of more than you previously realized. This repeated practice of refusing to quit rewires your understanding of who you are and what you can achieve. Over time, the accumulation of small victories, overcoming minor obstacles, pushing through discomfort, persisting when motivation wanes, creates an unshakable sense of confidence in your abilities. Self-belief grows when you experience firsthand that you can endure difficulty. The human mind often underestimates its own strength, imagining limits that don't truly exist. When you refuse to quit, you confront these imagined limitations directly. Every challenge you overcome is a lesson in your own resilience and determination. Each time you endure a setback and rise again, you are rewriting the story you tell yourself about your capabilities. You begin to see yourself not as fragile or incapable, but as someone who can handle adversity, adapt to unexpected circumstances, and persist in pursuit of meaningful goals. This experiential proof is far more powerful than any external validation because it is rooted in reality, your reality. Repeatedly overcoming obstacles also teaches you that success is rarely instantaneous and that setbacks are part of the journey. Many people give up because they expect immediate results or believe that progress should be smooth. Refusing to quit, however, allows you to internalize the truth that effort, consistency, and perseverance produce results over time. Each obstacle you overcome is a reminder that challenges are temporary and that your capacity for growth is far greater than the difficulty in front of you. This realization deepens self-belief because it demonstrates that you are not defined by one failure or one setback, but by the cumulative strength you show in continuing despite them. Refusing to quit also strengthens belief in your problem-solving abilities. Life rarely presents a single path to success. Obstacles require creativity, flexibility, and determination to navigate. Each time you encounter a challenge and persist, you are forced to assess the situation, find solutions, and adapt your approach. Over time, this repeated practice builds confidence, not only in your perseverance, but also in your ability to handle complexity, uncertainty, and adversity. You begin to trust your judgment and your capacity to make decisions under pressure. This trust becomes a cornerstone of self-belief because it is based on lived experience. You've repeatedly demonstrated to yourself that you are capable of thinking through challenges and taking effective action. Refusing to quit also cultivates emotional resilience, which reinforces self-belief. When you face adversity without giving up, you learn to regulate your emotions, manage frustration, and maintain focus even under stress. Emotional resilience is the knowledge that you can endure difficult feelings without being defeated by them. Each time you manage fear, doubt, or disappointment while continuing forward, you reinforce the belief that you are strong, not only physically or mentally, but emotionally as well. This layered confidence, mental, emotional, and practical, creates a deep sense of self-trust that cannot be easily shaken by future challenges. Persistence also deepens self-belief by highlighting your ability to grow through experience. Every time you face a difficult situation and refuse to quit, you gain skills, insights, and knowledge that you did not have before. These gains are tangible evidence of your capacity to improve, adapt, and evolve. You begin to understand that limitations are often temporary, that obstacles can be overcome with effort and strategy, and that each challenge is an opportunity to expand your capabilities. Self-belief grows because it is reinforced not by abstract affirmations, but by concrete experience. You have done it before, and you can do it again. Finally, refusing to quit changes your relationship with fear and doubt. Initially, fear may feel overwhelming, and doubt may seem convincing, but each act of persistence chips away at their power. Over time, you internalize the truth that these emotions are signals, not barriers. They indicate growth, challenge, and the need for effort, rather than proof of incapability. As you continue despite fear, your self-belief strengthens because it is built on experience, not hope or wishful thinking. From repeated experience, that you are capable of far more than you imagined, and that knowledge becomes a lasting foundation for confidence, courage, and determination in all areas of life. In essence, refusing to quit is an ongoing process of proving to yourself that you are stronger than you think and capable of more than you imagined. Each challenge you face, each setback you overcome, and each moment you persist builds a deeper, more resilient, and unwavering self-belief. Over time, this inner confidence becomes your most valuable resource, enabling you to take on bigger goals, navigate life's uncertainties, and approach every challenge with the certainty that you have the strength to endure, adapt, and succeed. Persistence unlocks opportunities because life rarely reveals its rewards to those who quit at the first sign of difficulty. Opportunities often appear to be out of reach, hidden behind challenges, failures, or long periods of unseen effort. Those who give up early miss these moments entirely, assuming that their efforts have reached a dead end. Yet, the truth is that breakthroughs often arrive to those who continue despite obstacles, setbacks, and uncertainty. By refusing to quit, you place yourself in the position to encounter these opportunities because you are still in motion, still learning, still growing, and still visible to the forces and circumstances that create change. Persistence keeps the door open when others have already walked away. And in that space, unexpected possibilities emerge. Many people abandon their goals because the payoff does not appear immediately. Success is rarely instantaneous. It requires sustained effort over time and is often preceded by periods of struggle that feel unrewarding. Persistence allows you to bridge the gap between effort and result. While others give up during the long, uncertain middle of the journey, you continue to invest in yourself and your goals. That consistent investment positions you to recognize and seize opportunities that would have been invisible to someone who quit early. When you persist, you are prepared to act when circumstances change, when timing aligns, or when connections form. Opportunity favors those who are still in the game, still moving forward, and still open to possibility. Persistence also allows you to develop the skills and knowledge necessary to capitalize on opportunities. Many opportunities appear, but they require preparation to be seized effectively. By staying committed through challenges, you accumulate experience, insights, and expertise that put you in a position to act decisively. Each obstacle you overcome, each problem you solve, each moment of learning during persistence adds to your readiness. When the opportunity arrives, you are not only present, but you are equipped. Those who quit early may see the same opening, but without the skills or preparation developed through persistence, they are unable to act successfully. Persistence, therefore, is not just about being patient, it is about becoming capable, adaptable, and ready to turn potential into reality. Another dimension of persistence unlocking opportunities is the network and visibility you build by staying engaged. Opportunities rarely occur in isolation. They often emerge from relationships, collaborations, and situations that reward continued involvement. By consistently showing up, contributing, and maintaining effort, you position yourself as someone reliable, competent, and committed. Others take notice, connections are made, and doors that seem closed begin to open. In contrast, quitting early removes you from these environments, cutting off access to possibilities that might have appeared if you had continued. Persistence allows you to maintain presence, influence, and alignment with the pathways that create opportunity. Persistence also changes your perspective in a way that makes you more likely to recognize opportunities when they appear. Many people miss chances because they are focused on what went wrong, the difficulties they face, or their perceived limitations. Persistent individuals develop a mindset of possibility, learning to see setbacks as signals rather than barriers, failures as lessons rather than dead ends, and challenges as opportunities for growth. This perspective shift enhances your ability to recognize openings that others would dismiss or fail to notice. Opportunities are often subtle, disguised as problems or challenges, and persistence teaches you to look deeper, to see potential where others see impossibility. Refusing to quit also creates a compounding effect over time. Each step forward, each effort made in the face of difficulty increases the likelihood that new doors will appear. Momentum builds, and with momentum, new opportunities are generated. This is why many breakthroughs occur not to the fastest, luckiest, or most talented, but to the most persistent. They continue to push forward long enough for opportunity to intersect with preparation, insight, and timing. Giving up early interrupts this process, leaving potential unfulfilled, while persistence allows it to flourish. Finally, persistence strengthens your confidence to seize opportunities when they come. Even when a chance arises, hesitation or self-doubt can prevent action. Those who persist through challenges develop the courage, decisiveness, and belief in their abilities necessary to act swiftly and effectively. The confidence built through persistence ensures that you not only encounter opportunities, but also capitalize on them. Opportunities that might have passed by unnoticed or unacted upon for someone who lacks self-belief become stepping stones to success for someone who has endured, learned, and grown through persistent effort. In essence, persistence unlocks opportunities by keeping you in motion, preparing you through experience, maintaining your presence and visibility, refining your perspective, building momentum, and strengthening your confidence. Each of these elements increases the probability that the right chance will present itself and that you will be ready to act decisively. Opportunities are rarely gifts handed to those who quit early. They are rewards that meet those who endure, adapt, and continue moving forward. By refusing to give up, you ensure that you remain in the position to see, embrace, and transform opportunity into meaningful achievement, turning persistence into the key that opens doors others never even reach. Continued effort fosters mastery because true skill and expertise are not the result of one-time effort or fleeting inspiration. They are cultivated through consistent, deliberate practice over time. Mastery is achieved not by occasional bursts of energy or sporadic attempts, but by the steady accumulation of experience, learning, and refinement. Every action you take, even when imperfect, contributes to your growth because it provides feedback, highlights areas for improvement, and develops the neural pathways that make skill automatic. Talent alone is rarely enough to achieve mastery. Consistent effort transforms potential into real ability, turning raw aptitude into a dependable, refined skill set. Over time, repeated action compounds, and what once seemed difficult or impossible gradually becomes second nature. One of the key components of mastery is learning from mistakes, and continued effort naturally brings mistakes into the picture. Every misstep provides information that allows you to adjust your approach, refine your technique, and gain insight into what works and what does not. Mastery is not about avoiding errors, but about using them as stepping stones. Each time you persevere through trial and error, you build resilience, problem-solving ability, and adaptability. These qualities are essential to expertise because skill without flexibility and understanding is fragile. By continuing to put in the work despite failures, you accumulate not only knowledge, but also the confidence to handle increasingly complex challenges. Repetition is another crucial element of mastery. The brain and body both require repeated practice to create strong, reliable connections that allow skills to become automatic. This applies to physical skills, mental abilities, and emotional competencies alike. When you engage in regular, focused effort, you are training your mind and body to perform at a higher level, even when external conditions are challenging or motivation is low. Mastery emerges as these repeated actions reinforce habits, deepen understanding, and integrate knowledge into your daily approach. Without consistent effort, skill remains shallow, unreliable, and vulnerable to pressure or fatigue. Refinement over time is an often overlooked aspect of continued effort. The process of mastery involves constantly evaluating and improving your methods. As you gain experience, you begin to notice subtle patterns, efficiencies, and nuances that were invisible at the beginning of your journey. Repeated effort allows you to experiment, test new strategies, and make incremental improvements that compound into exceptional ability. This process is iterative. Effort generates experience. Experience highlights opportunities for improvement, and improvement encourages further effort. The cycle continues until skill, insight, and understanding converge into a level of mastery that seems effortless to those observing it from the outside. Continued effort also fosters mental toughness, which is essential for mastery. The path to becoming truly skilled in any area is rarely smooth. Challenges, setbacks, and periods of slow progress are inevitable. Those who persist through these difficulties develop patience, determination, and resilience, the psychological backbone that allows them to sustain effort over the long term. Mental toughness reinforces physical or technical skill because it ensures that temporary frustration, self-doubt, or fatigue does not derail progress. Each session of consistent effort, especially when progress is slow or obstacles appear, strengthens your mindset, creating a stable foundation on which mastery can be built. Another vital aspect is that consistent effort cultivates focus and concentration. Mastery is not merely about putting in hours, it's about the quality of your attention during those hours. When you engage in deliberate practice repeatedly, you learn to focus deeply, notice subtleties, and apply yourself fully to the task at hand. This level of focus enhances learning efficiency and accelerates the development of expertise. Over time, your mind becomes trained to identify patterns, anticipate challenges, and execute techniques with precision, allowing you to perform at a higher level than those who rely solely on sporadic practice or natural talent. Finally, continued effort fosters a growth mindset, which is critical for mastery. Those who persist understand that ability is not fixed and that improvement comes from sustained work and learning. This mindset encourages experimentation, adaptation, and an openness to feedback, all of which are essential for achieving high-level skill. Mastery is not a destination, but a journey. And consistent effort ensures that you are always moving forward, building competence, and expanding your capacity. Each session of effort, whether it produces immediate results or not, contributes to long-term growth, turning practice into expertise and perseverance, into skill that can withstand challenges and evolve over time. In essence, mastery is the natural outcome of continued effort. Skill, talent, and expertise are not static. They are built through repeated action, reflection, and refinement. Mistakes are transformed into lessons. Repetition strengthens both mind and body. Refinement hones precision. Mental toughness sustains effort. Focus enhances efficiency. And a growth mindset ensures progress continues. Those who commit to consistent, deliberate effort discover that mastery is not reserved for the naturally gifted. It is earned through persistence, practice, and the unwavering dedication to improve step by step, day by day. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes achievable, and excellence becomes the natural product of consistent, determined effort.